Hello, welcome to my channel. This is my Dare to Win save with Blackburn Rovers, currently in the Premiership. We're having a good season, got to be honest. We're doing a Carabao Cup semi-final double-header today. So we've got Man United, home and away. Since you were with us last for the Chelsea-Man City, 2-0 we beat Chelsea, 1-1 we drew with Man City. Fantastic results. We then went and beat Bournemouth in the FA Cup. In the Premier Division 7-0. A little bit disappointed with the 0-0 draw at West Ham and the 0-0 draw at Leicester. It's going to cost us at the business end of the season, I think, because those are games we should really be winning. When you think we then went away and beat Leicester 3-1 in the Carabao Cup quarter-final. So we should really be picking up points here. We rallied, we beat Tottenham 3-0, which was not expected. I was expecting a tougher game. And we laboured to a 1-0 win against Wolves. Southampton we lost 1-0. Absolutely horrendous. We had a player sent off, Ellison. He tackled the air. He slid in double-footed. You could see it was double-footed. Didn't make any contact with the player. The player didn't go down. The player carried on running with the ball. The ref stopped the game. Straight red card. So that cost us big because then they went and got the goal. Cracking goal in fairness. So yeah, and then we've done exactly the same against Fulham. We were cruising 2-0 up. We let them back in at 2-2, and it's just, I really don't know. We give them a penalty, then we had a penalty, and then we let them equalise right at the end. And like I said, this is games, when you look at the table and you think we've drawn with West Ham, Leicester and Fulham. Leicester, Fulham, West Ham. Those are games, if we want to be finishing here, those are games we should be winning. And we were as high as second. We win our game in hand. We go back to third. So yeah, like I said, Ellison, he's in today because his ban is only for the league. The injuries are still coming thick and fast, guys. We're picking up injuries. We've got some players coming back from injury today. Just a continual run of injuries, one after the other, unfortunately. So yeah, we're playing Man United. It's going to be a tough game. I mean, we lost 6-5 to them on the opening game of the season after being 3-0 up. So I'm under no illusions, even though we're at home. We're going to need to comfortably win this, which ain't going to happen. So it's going to be a tough game, all right? And I do apologise, I missed the team. So we got Ikoliks in goal. Not a lot of changes from week to week now. Ellison, Coutinho, Furlong, Dorton and Ferriola across the back. Coutinho's a bit upset. He wants to play central defender with a ball playing, which he's been doing for the last 6-10 games. He's been playing there at every chance he gets, other than when he's off form, and he wasn't happy I didn't keep the promise, so he's given me another chance, so we're going to monitor that. Lavino, Menino and Trifkovic, central midfield players, that they're playing really well together. The other players are struggling to get them out. Hansen out wide right. He's had a bit of a so-so season. Kalame out wide. Got a lot of people interested in him. We've also got a lot of people interested in his mate Almada. Okay, I'm hoping I can keep them because they are the future of the club. And of course, Rue is up front. Absolutely fantastic. But we've got a bit of noise from Brighton and Southampton, which I'm hoping we can see off. Calamai is a little bit more because he's got 13 clubs after him. Hansen's wanted by Villa, so I'm hoping we can back them away. Milan, that's going to be hard with Trifkovic for sure. Got Ferrola's wanted by Villa, that shouldn't be a problem. But then you got Chelsea, PSG, and I know he wants to go to PSG, so I'm hoping they don't come in with an offer. And Ellison is wanted by Inter as well. So we could be struggling this transfer window to keep hold of our players. We'll see. I'm not going to give them away. We're turning up every game. So even if we lose today, I'm pretty confident we are going to put in a good performance. It's very rare now that we don't put on a performance. And I'm doing it again. I'm telling you what I'm thinking, and it usually goes against what I say, doesn't it? But like I said, at this point with a few draws that we've had, we should really have been picking up the points from that. But here's Lavino's been absolutely fantastic, and Ferriola, and like I said, the starting 11 are playing really well, and anybody else is really struggling to get in at the moment. But we have to be careful here because United are a good side and they're going to catch us here, aren't they? They're through. The shot, goalie's made, and the goalie's been absolutely phenomenal. He got a young player of the month. So yeah, he's playing really well. So I'm just hoping we can make a fist of this with United and not be out of it before the second leg. You know, we're getting good crowds now week in, week out because we're high up in the league. And I'm hoping that continues. And Calamai with a shot, and it's had it. Oh, I thought that had gone in. Could have done with a goal there to get us off and away. And yeah, I'm still disbelief at how bad we were last season, because this season we're in with a shout this season, you know, of qualifying for Europe, weren't we? And Calamai's picked the ball up there and he's through, and the keeper didn't get a hand on that. I thought we were 1-0 up again. Gonna have to start wearing my glasses because every shot looks like it's gone in the back of the net. But Menino with the corner. He's won a few awards as well, or had a few mentions. I think I had first, second, and third in the Young Player of the Month. So the other one was it was Dragon in goal. Trifkovic was also there as one of the three young players, along with Menino. Menino's been absolutely phenomenal for us, I've got to be honest. Really stepped up, and like I said, the idea was that Lavino. The idea was to rotate the team around a little bit, but if they're fit, they're in. These guys are playing that well that we can't. And this is United mind we're taking a game to here, and these guys are playing that well that we can't not play them. I'm a bit worried about these 6-5s. Playing against a big team, isn't it? That's the trouble. So we need to raise the bar. I am going to encourage the guys a bit because we've had a good bit of play here, but we haven't done anything with it, have we? So let's hope this doesn't come back and bite us on the butt, because we've seen in the league game that 3-0 up before half time and losing 6-5 was just around the ago. They cut us to pieces, and the goalie's made a bit of a flap of that, but it's out. It's not in the net, so that's a good thing. We are prone to conceding at corners, unfortunately. We are also prone to scoring at corners. I find we either score 2 or 3 in a game, or we don't score any. So it's one of those at the minute. And it's mainly against the lesser teams that we're able to score corners against. But we're trundling away to half time here. We've definitely shaded it. Just 0-0, which is a disappointment. So we're going to point the finger and say it's time for everyone to dig in, because it is. And then we're going to give a little bit of this. This is a cup semi-final, and we want to be in that final. If we can win, if we can beat United, I mean, I would imagine it's going to be a United-Newcastle final, looking at the teams that's left in it. But if we can get lucky and come away with somehow scrape a win against United and get into the final, anything's possible, isn't it? And that's a poor pass from Ruiz, but well intercepted by Hansen. He hasn't been playing great, but that was good play there. Plays it back to Ellison to Menino, and that's a thundering drive from Menino from 20 odd yards. Lovely strike into the bottom corner. Keeper got nowhere near it, didn't even sniff it, let's be honest. And this is if only we could maintain the level of play for the 90 minutes. I think we'd roll over most teams. And I mean, we're not going to touch Liverpool this season. I think Liverpool's running away with the league. The Man City job could be coming up. They're in 6th. They're losing. I know the board are losing faith in Pep. He's still there like 9 seasons into this save. Pep is still the manager of Man City. But they're struggling this season. And who knows, if that job comes available, I think anybody would be stupid at the level I'm playing at now with Blackburn not to apply for it. So we're trying to keep this to real life, and I think in real life, if I was manager of Blackburn and the Man City job came up and there was a possibility of getting it, I don't expect to get it, but if you're not in the hat, I thought we were going to get a second there. If you're not in the hat, you're not going to get it anyway, are you? So there's no harm putting your name in the mix. What's the worst that can happen? Blackburn sacked me for applying for a job, but they're not going to do that on a one-off, are they? If I was doing it week in, week out, that'd be different, but I'm not. I haven't applied for any jobs. The Everton job, when we were having that really atrocious season, and I'm glad we didn't get it, to be honest, because I did say at the time I was sort of, even if I got the interview, I may not take it, because and Ruiz has put us 2-0 up in the first leg. We couldn't, it's been disallowed for offside. That is just criminal, ref. And they didn't even play a replay there to prove that he was offside, which suggests to me that he wasn't. And here's Ruiz again. He's holding the ball up well. He's got a switch in the play over to Hansen. Now this is promising, because I know Anna into Trifkovic. If Trifkovic can... if we could get this in the centre, lads, we're in with a shout. And we're playing it about. It's in just to Trifkovic again. And a Menino. And it's cleared off the line there, I think. Well, I don't think it made the line. I think he was well positioned it halfway in the box there, 6-yard box, but now comes the difficult bit. So we're going to give Isaac Watson a run. We're trying to bring him on this season. Trifkovic can give Ebert a run. I am going to rest all of my midfield guys, because at the end of the day I'd rather do well in the league than win a cup. Ruiz needs a break. We'll bring Joel on. He normally gets a nice little goal for us there. And I'm tempted. Do I bring Almada on? Try and get a bit of interest in his services. Get him developing. He's struggling a bit to hold down a place, Almada. I'm going to demand a bit more. We are only 1-0. It would be nice to get a second here. And Ilan picks up a loose ball. He scored a cracker a couple of games back too. Almada down to Joel. Oh, Joel was just beaten to the ball when he went for the shot. Joel normally creeps in as a sub with a goal for us. He's not usually, like a couple of my players, they're not great if they start. They run out of steam. But you bring them on like with 15-20 minutes to go or covering an injury in the second half. And he tends to pop up invariably with a goal. He's got 7 or 8 this season for us already. This is starting to worry me, the way United are passing it though all of a sudden. And I was quite surprised because looking at the league, you normally see, and oh, that's good save by the keeper. You normally see some of the better teams drop off after a few seasons. You know, the AI just doesn't do them any favours. But this save, I mean, we're into the 9th season and all the top Premiership teams of today are still there, which is a shock. None of the jobs are coming along, and there's been no big jobs come out at all. It's all been teams now, which I would say as on a par with Blackburn. And if we can hold on here, guys, now, just hold the ball up, Joel. Don't do nothing. And that's a cracking ball to Almada. He hasn't really got the pace that we'd be looking for, but can he find the ball? He has, ever. Oh, he's put it wide. Oh, that was an opportunity, wasn't it? If we don't go through now, I mean, this is against Man United again, guys, and we've really dominated the stats against them. Every single stat we've beaten them, so we're worthy 1-0 winners. I just hope that it doesn't come back to bite us on the butts, that it is only 1-0. Right then, guys, that's the first leg done. We're going to be back in a minute for the second leg. Welcome back. We're away at Man United then in the Carabao Cup today. Just making a few changes. I've got Pablo's gone out on international duty. I really don't understand and why he would choose that over the Carabao Cup semi-final with a chance of making it to that final. Yeah, semi-final day, Man United away. 1-0 up for the first leg. The winner of this plays Arsenal, who beat Newcastle either 3 or 4-1 on aggregate. We beat Bournemouth 3-1 in the FA Cup. Made a bit of a meal of it. They were the better team in the first half, to the extent where, you know, this 6.4 was pretty much the entire team. Nobody turned up except the goalkeeper, who, as you could tell from the first half performance, had an absolutely outstanding game, in all honesty. You know, how we managed to beat... Oh, I'm looking at the wrong game. I do apologise. It was this one. So, yeah, 7.3. He was outstanding. And as you can see from the stats, we weren't great for big chunks of the game. We went 1 up. They equalised. Then they dominated the rest of the first half, some of the second half, to the extent where I'd thrashed my arms at them and told them they were rubbish at half time. I had to have another go at them, and then in the game made a load of changes, and luckily we came out with a 3-1 win. So today's team, I did rotate in the FA Cup, which is probably why we made a bit of a meal of it to start with. It wasn't until I brought the main players back in that we stepped up. Nick in goal then, Elliots and Quintero, Furlong, Dorton and Ferriola. Cross a back 4. Lavino, Menino and Trifkovic inseparable in the midfield. They're there. Calamai had an absolutely amazing game against Bournemouth, to be honest. Scored a cracking goal. Hansen wide right and Almada up front due to Ruiz being on international duty. And I'm sure I'm right when I said he scored a cracking. It was either against Man U in the first leg or against Bournemouth in the FA Cup. I'm sure it was Bournemouth he broke through and scored a cracker. But anyway, today's all about the Carabao Cup. And yeah, the guys are hopefully, we're 1-0 up. We're more than capable of beating these. Man City beat Liverpool, by the way, 2-1, so that job hasn't become available yet. I'm pretty sure had he lost it, he'd have got the sack. Oh, Pep. But here we go then. So Menino again was absolutely brilliant against Bournemouth. A lovely free kick, but the keeper's handled that well. Henderson in goal for United now. He's come back there. He may still be there. I don't know. I don't follow them that closely. I know he was there, and then I thought they got rid of him. But I might be wrong. And Trifkovic to Menino. Menino through to Almada. Plays it out wide to Elliots. Totally out of character. And I mean, he never touched the guy, but the guy went down, got the free kick, and got Ellison sent off, and that's a little... We've been here before, guys. We've been here before. It's only 2-0. We have managed to get 3-0 up against Man United in the past and come away with nothing, but 2-0 and looking good. Lovely bit of passing again. The defenders messed up, and it's nice to see somebody like Man United messing up. Handsome ran him off the ball. Little pass to Almada, and covering today for Ruiz. What a first time finish that was. No time to think about it at all. And hopefully that's going to set the standard for the rest of today. I'm quite happy now if we just shut up shop, see the game out, and we don't want none of this shenanigans, do we? And that's way over, so that's okay. But I have got to beat this guy. He's in awesome form at the minute, Dragon. And I've got to keep my mouth shut because I'm talking him out of it, and and that's another goal. I thought we'd done him over then, but they managed to get it back. And our counter-attacking play is really starting to come together now. These guys are getting comfortable with each other. That's Ferriola getting his foot in again, out to Calamay. I told you these guys were going to be good, didn't I, when they grew up? And they're starting to grow up. They're coming of age today for sure. And it's out wide back to Calamay, and he's through again. And it's 3-0 on the day. 2-0 on the day, 3-0 on aggregate. I do get a bit carried away with it. No way, referee. Thank you. I was going to say you didn't need VAR to see he was onside. And again, a lightning counter-attack. Almada over to Trifkovic. First time ball into Calamay. Beautiful control, and slotted it wide of the keeper. 2-0 on the day, 3-0 on aggregate. And yeah, we're looking good for the final here, guys. It was close, but not that close. And what a finish. This Calamay, we've had a few offers. We've had an offer for Calamay, which I've turned down. He threw toys at the pram. Till I said they weren't offering enough money. It was Liverpool offered 40-something million. So I think I've got a release clause of 69, but I'm pretty sure we've got an agreement that unless they offer 70, he doesn't go. But of course, once they hit the release value, it'll be accepted automatic, and I'll be powerless to stop it anyway. So, but if they want to do that, that's fine. Come on, guys, deal with this, deal with this, deal. Oh, I thought he'd turn back into trouble there. Yeah, and the other one that they were after was Handsome, believe it or not. Everton come in with an offer for him. And a cracking save again, leaping to his right. Yeah, and they offered what his actual value was, but I argued that they weren't offering enough. And he's agreed to put it up. I think it's at 50 million now for him. So yeah, I don't want to lose either of them if I can help it. They're good players. They're a big part of the team. And they have been with us. It's not like it's not like we get rid of offside. We rotate a lot of players. We do show faith in our teams. We try to build with a view long term, and I know it's a long save in regards to success because of the way we build the team. But we develop our players and we bring them on, they play. They're not always the best players in the position, and they're through, and that's 2-1 on the day. 33 minutes gone. So yeah, we do buy players that are going to be good, and that was offside by a country mile, mine ref. Alright, maybe not. We do, I'll get it out in a minute, buy players with a view to long-term results rather than buying renowned players at the time. I don't think we've brought any big name players yet. All our players are unknown until they come to us and make a name for themselves. That was close, wasn't it? But good play, good counter-attacking play again by United. They are dangerous. I just hope 3-0 up isn't an omen again that we're going to let them back in. And this would be disaster. And there, that was a sort of tackle that Elliot, and it's done it again. Never touch the player. That is exactly the same challenge that Ellison made. Never touch the player. This really is disappointing. So we're going to have to change a little bit and see out the game now if we can. Never touch the player. Never touched him at all. Intent? He was intended to tackle the ball, no doubt. None of my players are players that are dirty players or get us umpteen bookings a game. It's very rare we're in trouble with the ref. I do try to keep the discipline. I'm shocked. Twice that's happened to me now in 3 games, and I've not seen that before, and it's disappointing. But we are going to have to hold on here now. This is Man United, and this is a big, big worry. I'm hoping this is going to be disallowed because I thought he was offside, but I don't know, and he wasn't. I know he's being played out of position. I'll make a change in a minute. I was hoping to get a bit further into the game, and so that's 2-2 on a day, 3-2 on aggregate. We really do need to do something here. I'm not sure what. I'm tempted on whether I bring in another midfield player or go. I'm not going 5 at the back. That's just not an option. So, and he can play striker, or he used to be able to anyway. So what we're going to do, guys, I might squeeze another centre midfield player in and just try and win the midfield. Hansen can play there, so I don't need to make the substitution straight away. Do I push Lavino out and stick Menino out wide? Put Hansen back there. I think that would be the better option, wouldn't it? And bring Lavino forward so that we've got quite a good... Come on, you were making... I was going to say, I knew he could play there. It was just where... So long since I played him out wide, since I brought him in the middle, but we've got to open now. I'm going to encourage the guys. It's 2-2 on the day. This game, and the keeper came and got into trouble there, lost his bearings, and that was a penalty. That not a penalty, but that's the sort of challenge that they get penalties from. So why didn't I get the free kick? As you tell, we're not winning now, so I'm starting to get a bit bitter with the referee and everything. And here's Lavino playing a bit further forward than what he normally does. Gets it out to Menino, out wide. Trifkovic. Almada plays it out wide to Hansen, back in his favourite position of playing wide player. Ferrioli, and this is nice play. We're getting around the outside of him. Can Hansen get it? He's played it back to Ferrioli. Yeah, get a cross into the back post. And it's over the bar from Menino. Come on, guys, let's hold on. 57. Getting to the stage where I'm going to have to make some substitutions, and invariably it may well weaken the team. I'm going to try and hang on to that very last, but I've got a few players here that need a rest, and that's a worry. Oh, how did he miss that? If I was his manager, I'd be cussing. And there we go. So I think it's time. Mr. 4'0" Chiro comes off from there because he's a guy that got out jumped just. Trifkovic struggling. That's going to be Watson. Lavino. Menino is struggling. That's going to be Teklik. I'm hoping he comes on and does his usual because he's been awful. That's why he's not in the team. And I'm really tempted to bring Joel on for Almada. And just that's all 5 changes. All or nothing, guys. We've played our cards. No poker face here. This is what it is. And straight away we've managed to clear that. So we need to encourage the guys a bit more. And that's a good save in close and a double save. And I wish we wouldn't play it back into the middle of the box. But that keeper's earning his money today for sure. Yet again, up to a 7. 83, 84. Come on, guys. And it's all United at the minute. We have to hold on here. That's a bit too far for him. Ellison gets it away. Joel even running back to try and help out, but he's not renowned for his. And that's a good play by Watson, intercepting that. Please don't get run off it. Just play, and that's nice. Play it about. Take the pain out of the play. That's and a long ball from the keeper. We don't play long ball, but we did get Joel on the end of it. Soaks up a few more seconds. And yeah, it's a bit worrying how easily they're playing through us here and making up all that ground and over the top. We're in trouble here, guys, and that's good tackling. He's in and it's wide. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Come on, Rovers. Crossed into the box again, and a keeper come and gathered that. Leapt like a salmon in the centre of the 6-yard box. Now we need to hold on to this. 87 minutes. There's got to be some injury time with the bookings and whatnot, and the substitutions, and that's... I was going to say that was a bad pass, but it didn't go out, so it wasn't, and that's disappointing that we can't keep possession, guys. We need, and that's good play by Ebert, standing in the right place. Watson plays it to Anson, out wide to Teklik. He could drive into the box here. Come on, my son. Long range shot. What the heck? Come on, keep your head, son. So there's 3 minutes injury time. We're into 2. We've done it. We've done it. We're through to the final of the Carabao Cup at the expense of the Man United. Outstretched arms. That's how you handle a two-legged. I feel for this guy. I usually give him a little bit of a finger wagging when they get sent off, but the referee's got a lot to answer for at times in this game. Blackburn, Wembley Place. So it's our first big cup final of the save. We've been there with the FA Trophy with Hereford, and we've won playoffs there at Wembley, but yeah, this is our first proper cup final. It is what we know, well renowned as the Mickey Mouse Cup, but it's a cup. It gets us into Europe. We have to roll Arsenal over to do it, but hey, suddenly this save is coming together. So that's it for today, guys. We have now got a Carabao Cup final there. Arsenal, how it works itself out, eh? So we're going to play these 4 games off camera for sure. Do I do an Arsenal double, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, or do we just come back? Things we're getting to the business end of the season now. I think we may come back and do a cup double. Arsenal home and away, away and neutral. And then we'll come back for sort of Reading Liverpool end of the season after that. If the league is looking really good, we may, instead of there, we may come and do like a Leicester, a West Ham, Arsenal. We'll see. We'll see when we get there. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please don't forget to give us a like. It does help the channel. I need to get this channel out there, get people interested in watching the videos. Subscribe so you know when we're on. Take care. Have a good weekend. Goodbye, everybody.